All right, let's jump right in. Today we're taking a deep dive into some really cool strategies for boosting your well-being.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And specifically, we're going to be exploring these articles that you picked out that are all about cultivating positivity.
Yes.
And I got to say, just glancing through these aren't just those like fluffy feel-good tips. This is like actionable strategies that you can actually like implement in your life.
Absolutely.
So we're looking at starting your day with gratitude.
Yep.
The power of affirmations.
Yes.
Mindfulness in action.
Love it.
And visualization techniques.
Great.
All geared towards helping you become a more resilient and maybe more awesome version of yourself.
I think you'll find that these articles really dig deep into how our minds work and offer some practical ways to actually harness that power.
Yeah.
You know, it's really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like one that immediately kind of grabbed my attention was starting your day with gratitude. And how it talks about how simply acknowledging the things that you're grateful for, like first thing in the morning, can really set a totally different tone for your entire day.
Yeah, it's amazing how such a simple act can have such a profound impact, you know?
Yeah.
You see, I think when we focus on what we lack, it triggers this scarcity mindset. You know, this feeling that there's just not enough to go around.
Yeah.
But when we consciously shift our focus to what we have, even those seemingly small things, we tap into this sense of abundance, and that shift in perspective, I think, can really change everything.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's like it's like choosing to see the glass half full instead of half empty.
Yeah.
So instead of waking up and like immediately stressing about your deadlines or your to-do list, you're starting your day with a feeling of appreciation.
Absolutely.
It's almost like giving your brain a dose of positivity.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't require any special skills or equipment.
Right.
You can literally just take a few minutes each morning to think about, or even write down 3 things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
You know, it could be something as simple as a hot cup of coffee, a sunny day, or the fact that you woke up healthy.
I've tried this before, and what I found really interesting was it actually it made me more aware of the good things throughout the day.
Okay.
It's like I was primed to notice them.
That's a great point. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good in the moment.
Right.
It actually rewires our brains to notice and appreciate the positive aspects of our lives more readily. And that's a pretty powerful tool to have in your arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's move on to the power of affirmations. This one really piqued my curiosity because I've always been a bit skeptical about whether just repeating positive statements actually makes a difference.
Yeah, I get it. It can sound a little woo-woo at first.
Right.
But there's actually a lot of research that supports the effectiveness of affirmations.
Okay.
Especially when they're crafted and used correctly.
So it's not just about like mindlessly chanting any old positive phrase.
Right. The key is to choose affirmations that are meaningful to you.
Okay.
That resonate with your values and aspirations. And it's important to phrase them in the present tense. As if they're already true. For example, instead of saying, I will be more confident, you'd say, I am confident.
That's interesting. So it's about retraining your brain to like believe in your own capabilities and worth.
It is.
And doing it in a way that feels authentic and empowering. Not like you're trying to trick yourself.
Precisely. It's about replacing those negative self-talk loops that we often get stuck in with positive and affirming statements that build self-belief and confidence. And the more you repeat these affirmations, the more they sink into your subconscious and start to influence your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions.
It's almost like planting seeds of positivity in your mind.
I love that analogy.
And watching them grow.
It really captures the essence of what affirmations are all about. It's about nurturing a more positive and supportive inner dialogue that ultimately helps us live a more fulfilling life.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these techniques kind of like connect.
Yeah.
It's like we're building this toolkit for a more positive and resilient mindset.
Absolutely.
And speaking of resilience, the next article, Mindfulness in Action.
Okay.
Really dives into that. I have to admit, whenever I hear the word mindfulness, I immediately think of meditation, which, to be honest, can feel a little intimidating.
I hear you.
Yeah.
The idea of sitting in silence for hours can be pretty daunting for a lot of people.
Right.
But the beauty of mindfulness is that it doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming.
Okay.
It's really about cultivating a state of present moment awareness.
So it's more about just being present
Exactly.
in your everyday life.
It's about noticing your thoughts, your feelings, and sensations
Yeah.
without judgment. It's
Right.
like hitting the pause button on that constant chatter in our minds and simply observing what's happening
Yeah.
within us and around us.
That sounds so peaceful.
Yeah.
But how do you actually do that? Like, especially when you're in the middle of like a chaotic day,
Right.
and your mind is like racing a million miles a minute.
It's definitely a practice.
Yeah.
And it takes time to develop. But one of the simplest and most effective techniques
Okay.
is focusing on your breath.
Okay.
So throughout the day, just take a few moments to notice the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body.
It's interesting how something as simple as breathing can like bring you back to the present moment.
Yeah.
I've noticed that when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, just taking a few deep breaths can really like make a world of difference.
It's amazing how powerful our breath can be.
Yeah.
And the more we practice mindfulness,
Right.
the more we can tap into that power and use it to manage stress, regulate our emotions,
Yeah.
and cultivate a sense of inner peace.
It's like we're building a muscle,
Right.
a mindfulness muscle
I love that.
that gets stronger
Yeah.
with each breath we take.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is all starting to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We covered gratitude, affirmations, mindfulness. And now let's move on to the final article.
Okay.
Visualization techniques.
Great.
I've heard about athletes
Yeah.
using visualization to improve their performance, but I'm curious to learn more about how it can be applied to other areas of life.
Yeah, visualization is an incredibly powerful tool that can be used for anything from achieving personal goals to overcoming fears and building confidence. It's based on the principle that our minds are incredibly powerful.
Right.
And that by creating vivid mental images of what we want to achieve,
Right.
we actually increase our chances of success.
So it's like giving your brain a blueprint,
Exactly.
a clear picture of what you're working towards.
And the key is to engage all your senses in the visualization.
Okay.
Don't just see yourself achieving your goal, but feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it.
Wow.
The more vivid and realistic the visualization,
Yeah.
the more powerful it will be.
So if you're visualizing yourself, like giving a presentation at work, you would imagine yourself standing confidently at the podium,
Yes.
hearing your voice, clearly articulating your ideas,
Right.
feeling the positive energy from the audience,
Yeah.
even picturing yourself celebrating your success afterward.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
And the more you practice this visualization,
Right.
the more your brain starts to believe that it's possible.
Mhm.
It's like creating a mental rehearsal that primes you for success in the real world.
That's so cool.
It is.
It's like we're using the power of our imagination
Yeah.
to shape our reality.
You got it. And the beauty of visualization is that it can be used for anything.
Wow.
Whether you want to improve your relationships, boost your creativity, or simply cultivate a more positive self-image, visualization can help you get there.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
We've covered so much ground.
We have.
Gratitude, affirmations, mindfulness, visualization.
Yes.
And I'm starting to see how they all fit together
Yeah.
to create this framework for a more positive and fulfilling life.
It's like we've given you a toolbox full of powerful techniques that you can use to enhance your well-being, navigate challenges with greater ease, and ultimately create the life you want.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And the best part is that these tools are available to everyone.
Absolutely.
It's not about having some like special talent or ability.
Right.
It's about making a conscious choice to cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset.
That's it.
Yeah, it's almost like we've been given like this secret code
Right.
to unlock our full potential.
I love that.
But with so many like amazing techniques, it can be tough to know where to start.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It can feel a little overwhelming at first.
Right.
But remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start small. Pick one or two techniques that really resonate with you
Yeah.
and make them a regular part of your routine.
So instead of like trying to overhaul your entire life overnight,
Right.
It's more about incorporating these like small but powerful habits into our daily lives.
Exactly. It's about making those those micro adjustments
Yeah.
that over time lead to significant shifts in our mindset and well-being.
Okay.
It's like building a house brick by brick.
And being patient with ourselves along the way.
Absolutely.
Right, because
Yes.
change doesn't happen overnight.
It's so important to be kind to ourselves,
Yeah.
to celebrate those small victories,
Yes.
and to remember that even if we stumble, we can always get back on track.
For sure.
The journey itself is just as important as the destination.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off needing to be perfect
Right.
and allows us to like embrace the process of growth and transformation.
Exactly. And as you embark on this journey of cultivating a more positive and resilient, okay, I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question.
I'm all ears. What's the question?
Out of all the amazing techniques we've discussed today, gratitude, affirmations, mindfulness, and visualization, which one will you commit to trying? Or perhaps trying again with a fresh perspective?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's going to be a combination of gratitude and mindfulness.
Wonderful.
I want to start each day by acknowledging what I'm grateful for, and then weave mindfulness practices throughout my day to stay grounded and present.
That's a wonderful choice.
Yeah.
And remember, even just a few minutes each day can make a world of difference.
Right.
Consistency is key.
I'm excited to put these practices into action and see how they impact my life.
Wonderful.
And everyone listening, we encourage you to choose one technique that resonates with you.
Yes.
And commit to giving it a try.
Remember, you have the power within you to create a more positive and fulfilling life. It all starts with a choice.
What a powerful way to end our deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and expertise.
My pleasure.
It's been truly inspiring.
It's been great being here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And until next time, remember to be kind to yourself,
Yeah.
celebrate your progress,
Yeah.
and enjoy the journey.
Absolutely.